Sigma Beauty just released another eyeshadow palette. This is in collaboration with beauty influencer Diana Saldana. I hope that's how you say it, but they came up with this 18-pan palette. So for today's video, we are going to swatch the palette and we're gonna try it out. Diana Saldana, which I hope that's how you say her last name. If not, I completely apologize, but she handpicked each shade in this palette. There is a mix of mattes and shimmers and glitters and foils and metallic finishes, and I'm just really excited to dig into this. So here's the front of the box. It's just a plain, kind of like a light pinky beige color. And then the back of the box shows you all your shades and shade names and the ingredients. And on the front of the actual palette, Diana actually has her signature on it, which is a really cool feature. And the back of the palette shows the shades and the shade names, and I'm sorry, but my camera is just glaring off the back of this palette, so it is not showing up very well. On the inside of the palette, you do get a nice big mirror, but you do not get a brush like other Sigma palettes. I think they're collaboration palettes. You don't normally get a double-sided brush. And then here are the shades. The palette goes for $59. It has a 12-month shelf life, and it's made in China. Now, I love Sigma Beauty and their products, especially their brushes. And I have a lot of their eyeshadow palettes, but not any collaboration palettes though. So I don't know if the formula is the same as their regular palettes as in the collaboration palettes, but we are gonna find that out today. So let's get some swatches. First shade we have is BU, which is a frosty white matte. Dreams, which is an icy champagne with pinpoints of bronze shimmer. Peonies, which is a metallic pink with champagne shift pressed glitter. Glow Girl, which is a rose gold bronze metallic. Aquarius, which is a sea blue with gold specks foil. Goals, which is a nude matte. Graceful, which is a silver taupe champagne metallic. Lynx, which is a bronze copper metallic. Strength, which is a rich carmine gold specks metallic. Gold Getter, which is a vibrant warm rich gold foil. Confidence, which is a vibrant gold foil. Her, which is a red brown matte. Inspired, which is a antique white almost matte with a slight sheen. Chai, which is a pastel peach matte. Coffee, dark coffee matte. Good Vibes, which is a muted antique lavender matte. 212, which is a rich earthy brown ultra matte. And last is JC, which is a black ultra matte. So here are all the swatches from the palette. So I'm obviously not a good swatcher at all. I apologize about that. So the palette swatched pretty decent. It swatched like an average Sigma eyeshadow. So, but again, you can't really base swatches how it's gonna react to the eyelid. It can swatch crappy and be really nice on the eyelid and vice versa. So swatches, can't really tell how the formula is gonna be. It's just really seeing the color and feeling the texture of the eyeshadow. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zoom you in and we will do an eyeshadow look. All right, so you are zoomed in, my eyes are primed. I used the Rare Beauty eye primer, which is my favorite eye primer to use, especially when using a new palette. So the first shade we're gonna start off with is Good Vibes on a Sigma E25, and that is gonna go all over the crease, and I'm kind of gonna bring it out as well on my eye. Now there is a little bit of kickback when it comes to the matte, so just make sure you tap off your brush. Next, I'm gonna go into the shade Her with a Sigma E44, and I'm gonna put that shade on the outer part of my lid, up into the outer part of my crease. I'm going back to the Sigma E25 and I didn't put any more product on it, and I'm just gonna kind of blend the two shades together. using a Sigma E40 with no product just to kind of blend over everything. Now I'm going to take the shade JC with a Sigma E34, and I'm just going to kind of stamp that on the very outer part of my lid. And I'm just using a very little bit of that shade. And then back to the shade Her with the Sigma E44. Now I'm going to take the shade Gold Getter with a Sigma E54, and I am going to spray my brush with some setting spray. And I am going to put that shade where the shadow meets the empty space of my lid. So kind of just like in the middle of my lid. Now I'm going to take my finger and go into the shade Aquarius. And I'm going to put that on the rest of the empty space that's on my lid. I am going to try and put this on with my Sigma E54 after I sprayed it. And it seems to work out just as fine as my finger. I'm going back to my Sigma E34, the one I used with the black shade. I didn't put any more product on it, and I'm just kind of touching up the outer corner of the lid just so that gold shade blends in with the outer part of the lid. Now I'm going to take the shade Dreams with a Sigma E46, and I'm going to use that to kind of outline this teal color. I'm going to use the shade BU with a Sigma E33. I'm going to use that just to kind of put under my brow, just to highlight it just a little bit. So before we get to the lower lash line, I'm gonna just clean up any fallout I got. I really only got fallout from the glitter and shimmer shadows. I'm gonna take the shade Good Vibes with a Sigma E54, and I'm gonna run that along the entire lower lash line. With the same brush, I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade Her, and I'm gonna put that just like on the outer part of the lower lash line. Again, with the same brush, I'm going to go into Gold Getter. And again, I'm going to spray the brush, and that's going to go in the middle of my lower lash line. And I'm basically almost copying what I did on the top of my lid. And then again, same brush, taking Aquarius and putting that on the beginning part, the first third of my lower lash line. Lastly, I'm going to take the shade Grateful with a Sigma L04, and that's going to go on my inner corner. Alright, that's it. So let me go do liner and lashes, and then I'll be back to show you the finished look and tell you my thoughts about the palette. Alright, I am back, and here's the finished look. I actually really love the way the look turned out. I think the shades blended beautifully. It's the same formula as a regular Sigma eyeshadow. I had no problems even with the black. Normally black eyeshadows and purple eyeshadows are really hard to blend out, or they're patchy, and both. I mean, the purple was a very like a lavender, so it was lighter, but both eyeshadows blended out and weren't patchy at all. It's a gorgeous everyday palette, and you can get so many different looks with this palette that, I mean, for $67, it is a pretty penny that you gotta pay, but you can get a ton of looks with this palette. And what's really nice is that the looks that you can get both like everyday, neutral, just easy looks. You can get really glam looks too. So you can get different types of looks with this, not just the same type of look, if that makes any sense. Overall, this is a really great palette and I absolutely recommend it. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will link the palette down below. I will also link everything else that I'm wearing on my face. Again, make sure you subscribe and I will see you all again soon.